Welcome back, everybody, to the Event Horizon podcast. We are back here with a lovely group of individuals playing Dungeons and Dragons for no other reason besides we like playing Dungeons and Dragons and that we're friends. Yeah, we had 2 weeks off. 1 week was because I was gone. The second week was because simply there's not enough of the people, not enough of the group to run normally. My general rule is that if half the members are missing, then I just cancel that session. And it just felt as if it was a situation that I didn't really want to play more without the characters being there, so we took some time off. Yeah, if you want updates about that kind of stuff, join the Discord and, you know, all that jazz. Anyways, as we kind of last left off with our various adventures, very mysterious events kind of happened. After kind of making themselves into Jocelyn's carriage initially, night went by all right. However, there were some weird coincidences where Hugo got a window smashed in twice by various rocks, delivering notes to one individual named Simon and one to Xulen. However, the window was repaired by some magical means, but by various different kind of nonsensical reasons. The letters kind of got to their presumed owners, it seems so. Party dealt with all that, went downstairs, had a conversation as Kiddy kind of returned back from her night prior, having a kind of mysterious apple by her side, also weird dreams coinciding about it, and the appearance of Uricius, who Kiddy thinks is not Uricius, which led to an interesting conversation. They were almost kicked out of the bar at various points for talking kind of ill-tongued languages. Jocelyn didn't really take well to that. Eventually the party decides to make their way out into the Crimson Grove. After kind of traveling for a little bit, they noticed that the Crimson Grove slowly was devoid of its colors, getting a more and more gray and kind of sad tone to it. Underlying kind of strain on their mental health was beginning to occur when they eventually kind of came to a bunch of oozing ponds filled with bodies, a weird set of zombie-like creatures that were acting almost as if they were statues. Eventually they came across a hut where there was the hag that they previously came across and a knight that she was trying to nurture back to life. That inevitably led to a very mixed combat where they were one hand trying to help the situation while the other half of the party was also trying to kill the knight and the hag. Led to a kind of strenuous relationship among the group. After accomplishing this, Kiddy simply took the knight's helmet and they all went off walking back to Grimesport. After walking for a while, the color slowly kind of regained itself in the Crimson Grove. The kind of depressing overhead thoughts were slowly disappearing. They came across a knight that was waiting there suddenly. In kind of a remarkable image akin to the Black Knight that the hag was seemingly nurturing. After kind of walking along through the forest, kind of making his own trail, and eventually coming up to the beach, Uricius kind of followed him as he slowly watched as he transformed into a massive black dragon whose wings kind of scurried the entire forest and caused various kind of bursts of winds to go across. They could be seen for almost miles in all which directions due to its pure size. The knight simply remarking that he's done with society and he's done with what these people have done. He's lost hope. And he descends into the water. And that is where we leave off with the group. What are you guys doing?
You did forget about Gob screaming at the Black Dragon in Draconic.
And the fact that we back to the tavern.
Oh, wait, did we end with you guys going back to the cavern?
We ended with me carrying 2 unconscious bodies with my feral strength about to give out very, very soon. And you guys just kind of left me in the middle of the woods.
To be fair, the 2 unconscious people are about to wake up.
Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, so we didn't really deal with this last time. Sleep spell only lasts for a little bit. The bodies that were kind of dead weight are going to wake up rather soon, kind of startling as Xulen is trying to hold them all upwards. Give me 1 second. Xulen is kind of... Xulen, are you still in your transformation? Or does that
I
wear off?
believe it's about to give out very soon.
Okay. Let's just say that they kind of both run out about the same time, as you just kind of fall onto the ground from this weight kind of slowly dawning on you. Kind of too quick for you to initially kind of react as the two members that you're holding kind of sprawl awake suddenly and begin moving.
I'd like to point out Hugo is pure muscle. So all of that weight is nice, dense weight.
Of course he is. I believe at this case with me blasting a black dragon would be to kind of smack Hugo upside the head a few times, trying to wake him up.
Okay.
And try to inform him what he just saw.
What do you want? Xulen.
I just kind of look around, seeing who's around me. Pretty much, I just imagine the one other unconscious person. I still lean in and say, "The black dragon, we just saw one. Just went into the water."
No way. I don't believe you. It just showed up.
I just kind of glare at her going, "Listen, whatever this Sylvan nonsense isn't exactly my forte. But from what I saw, looked like a weird knight turned into a dragon, ran off, and I'm pretty sure he's the one who turned into the dragon."
So let me get this straight. We fight a bunch of undead things, and as we walk out, we just happen to run into a dragon. That seems a little bit too convenient, don't you think?
You're acting like this is completely unexpected for our job.
Look, I don't want to get involved.
Well, fair enough then.
I've got enough going on right now.
Hearing that he does, Xulen kind of does raise an eyebrow at that, but doesn't push further.
That goblin.
Gob, when she wakes up, jumps up and is looking around and looks ready to fight something. And she is swearing in Draconic at the moment.
Hugo's going to...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's also mixed. It's Draconic mixed with Goblin, so it's very weird.
Oh, yeah, this sounds completely foreign to Hugo. He kind of kneels down in front of her and pulls out a piece of jerky and a button, one in each hand, and you want one? Snack?
She immediately
button?
snatches both.
All right. As she's distracted, Hugo is going to slightly untie the little ribbon around her neck and point at Xulen, the collar that's on her neck. You recognize it? I don't.
Do I recognize it?
History check with disadvantage.
That is a 7.
You've heard, especially for goblins, that in the Byron confab, that they're known to be kind of kept as pseudo slaves of sorts, and they'll use iron collars if they can get their hands onto it. But specifically, there's not much more that you would know about them.
Nothing particular stands out about it. How did you come across this goblin anyway?
She tried to steal some buttons from me. But
Not even a little bit surprised.
I don't know if you've noticed, she's got some interesting talents.
So I think at this point, Uricius is probably walked back from the beach and immediately in Draconic to Gob goes, "I had no idea you knew Draconic, and I'm so sorry."
You go look at Xulen. We'll continue this conversation later.
Gob looks at Uricius, deadpan, just in Draconic says, "You never asked."
I never heard you spoke it. It's such an uncommon language. No one ever knows it. And anytime I start speaking Draconic, someone screams at me. So I tend to not speak it myself. It was such a horrendous mistake.
I just woke up knowing it.
What?
I woke up knowing it.
We're gonna have a real good conversation about this later. I'm very intrigued. But now I can definitely tell Hugo to stop treating you as if you're an animal, because this right here is the linchpin I needed.
Gob takes out a button and offers it to you. It's a gold button, and in common says, "Button."
He was button for a little almost smirk and put it in his pocket.
And then she chucks a button at Xulen. Not a magic one, but she does slingshot it at him.
Xulen, at this point, isn't even phased by this because of how many buttons you've slingshot at him. He just assumes this is some sort of greeting at this point. This is just par for the norm.
Should I roll for hitting?
Wait.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
So I'm gonna be
Ooh.
If you nat 20 me with a button.
receipt.
It's not quite a nat 20, but it is a natural 19. Which for her, that is a...
I can't steal it.
Oh, that's a 23 to hit.
I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, that's hitting.
She's not trying to hurt him. She's just trying to make sure it hits him. It's a green button, and then when it hits you, she walks over and holds her hand out for it back.
I just imagine Xulen actually, with that just getting smacked in the eye with it. Actually, he has a slit in his helmet. I just imagine it literally going through the slit and just whacking him in the eye, and he just topples over at that. He's just more in disbelief and questioning what reality is like right now with everything that's gone on tonight.
She would very much like that button back, please.
So
Xulen stands up, he takes off his helmet and shakes it a bit so the button falls out. As you can see, his normal gray skin tone is definitely starting to bruise and puff up around one of his eyes.
She promptly puts it back in her bag.
So, shiny one. Why does she like to flick buttons at me?
That's a good question. And in Draconic, he'll go, so why do you specifically sling them at him and only him?
I don't like him.
Uricius will just kind of snort and go, she just likes tossing them.
Don't bother translating. The snort was all I needed to hear.
I mean, look, there's so much one can do when, yeah.
Surprisingly, the only one Xulen's glaring at right now is Hugo for bringing along this monstrosity.
Hugo ignores this and looks around for Kiddy.
Oh God. Kiddy is probably returning along with Sawyer. I don't know. She was pretty troubled by the event. She needs a little animal companion petting, pick me up. And when she gets back, she's immediately looking for the helmet she put down. Completely ignoring Humperdinck. It seems our hag problem is solved for now. I don't suppose we should stay out here for much longer. How about we get back, please?
I just want to say, you did great, babe. That was really hot.
Uricius is gonna smack Hugo upside the head and start walking. And in Draconic, to Gob, you coming?
She nods.
And
Kitty's gonna look really surprised, and she's gonna pipe up in Draconic. You fellow speakers. I'm surprised. This isn't a very common language to learn.
I think you forgot this morning where we were being yelled at by Jocelyn for speaking Draconic. I know things have been weird. That's okay. Gob is also the so
I woke up speaking it.
Oh, Gob, you also speak Draconic. Oh, that's wonderful. There's I was going to ask you some questions, but this makes things a lot easier. Do you mind if I ask you some questions, Gob, when we get back?
I was about to say, sitting here in the middle of a forest may not be the best time to talk. However, you guys are talking.
As you guys are all kind of standing around, you hear like a couple twigs snap as there's like a small group of deer kind of walking by.
Again, this was walking and walking.
Gob goes after the deer.
Do any of them have nice antlers on them?
No. A lot of these are kind of on the younger side.
Well, then they're not worth it.
Gob is running.
Sawyer very quickly, like, kind of steps after Gob. Like, no, don't antagonize them.
Okay.
He is very hungry.
We'll get you dinner at the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
She does stop at the mention of dinner.
Okay.
Sawyer lets out a breath of relief.
And she does resummon her cat.
Okay. Alright, so
He's very fluffy.
as you guys kind of meander your way back through the Crimson Grove, kind of following the same path that you did before, the Sawyer being around here again kind of knows a little bit of shortcuts. And you know, it's probably not the most comfortable time traveling because he kind of takes you like through a little bit of the kind of thicket and everything, and he just kind of weighs it off like it's nothing. But eventually you kind of make your way through and you come back to Grimesport, over on the western side of it, and you kind of find yourself up at the main road again. What are you guys up to?
While walking, Hugo's gonna try and talk to Sawyer.
Okay.
Okay.
Say, Gramps,
Don't call
in
me
this
Gramps.
whole thing, you've seemed pretty interested in the Humperdinks. I mean, I would love to help you. I was just wondering if there's anything in particular you're looking for.
Sawyer kind of stops in his tracks a little bit. It's a little personal. I'm just,
Hey man, I'm all about personal.
and
You guys
you're
give him
so-
like a nice like slap on the back, like, you know, like friendly slap on the back.
He kind of winces at that a little bit. I was just curious, so
Well,
he kind
if
of
you
looks up
need,
at everybody else there.
if you ever need anything, just let me know. I'm pretty well known around here. I've got connections. I can probably find what you're looking for.
Xulen is very thankful he has his helmet on right now because he is rolling his eyes like crazy.
Well, once we've gotten to the main road, since I'm assuming this conversation was on the way, Uricius is just gonna go straight to the tavern.
Okay. You kind of meander your way along the main road as you kind of go back into the little market area and find your way to the back of Jocelyn's carriage up there. What is the rest of the group doing?
Kiddy is very much done for the day, and she's done for many days. She's definitely heading straight back to the tavern.
Okay.
Gob is just following Uricius and Humperdinck.
Yeah. Sawyer is going to walk with them a little ways, then hand Hugo a little. He's going to reach into his coin pouch and give Hugo however much it is to buy for a meal, and say that I promise Gob dinner. I'll meet up with y'all later.
Okay. Probably
And
like
he's going to head back towards the woods.
okay. Probably like one silver for like a full dinner.
Okay. Yeah.
Xulen seeing Sawyer. Wait, you say you head back into the woods?
Yeah. He's going to head back towards the woods.
Xulen puts a hand on his shoulder and goes, Moment of your time, Druid.
All right.
What happened back there with the language? I believe that was Sylvan you were speaking?
Yeah, that was Sylvan. He kind of runs his hands through his hair and then his beard. He looks a little more like he's been putting on a brave face, but he looks a little bit more distraught now. It's just the two, it's just the two of them. I don't know what happened there. I have never in my time seen something be hurt by hearing Sylvan. It looked, with the undead ones, it looked like the work of a dryad potentially, and I thought that maybe I could. He's kind of sighs and just shakes his head. I don't know what I thought, but I got into a mess.
Xulen kind of lets out a sigh and goes, "That's unfortunate. I was hoping you'd know something a little more about that. This is a little bit out of my realm of expertise."
I'd say.
He gives a pat on the shoulder and says, "Take care when you're out there."
Will do. Keep an eye on Hugo for me. Make sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
No promises on that. It seems very hard to stop him when he has his urges.
Fair enough.
That Xulen will head back to the tavern also.
Hugo will kind of be waiting for Xulen kind of away from everybody else while Xulen's talking to Sawyer.
Okay.
Yeah. Xulen will probably see you standing a little bit to the side and will probably start heading over towards you.
Right. So, how much do they know about me? Our mutual friends.
I was not. Xulen kind of peers around. How crowded does it look around where they are?
It's
You could be like right on the outskirts of town. Hopefully, there's not too many people around.
Yeah, I mean, in general, you guys are on the end, towards the end of the road, next to the Grimes Manor. So there's not really a lot of foot traffic going on there.
Okay. Xulen kind of pauses a second, goes, "I was hoping you could tell me more. I haven't been in contact with me in a while. Almost thought you guys forgot about me."
I haven't been in contact with them for a while. I thought they had assumed me dead.
Xulen's jaw, you can see under his helmet, just kind of hardens there, like he's gritting his teeth. And why would they think that?
There was an issue with my last contract. Things went downhill. I got into a rough situation, and I haven't contacted them since.
Xulen just slowly nods and goes, "We'll talk about this more later. I need to think about that."
Yeah, well, anyway, like I was talking about earlier, I think that goblin, I think somebody's done something to her. The power that she has is not natural. I think she's the result of an experiment of some sort.
Experiment? What type?
I don't know, but something to give a goblin dragon-like powers. Whoever's like done that to her, they're going to come back for her, and I want help taking those people down permanently, if you know what I mean.
Xulen kind of gives a little smile and goes, "Well, the organization does hire me for the dirty jobs. Consider it a deal."
Good. I know I could count on you. And I'm sure the others will be useful, whether they know it or not.
You don't see Xulen's kind of squinting at that thought and goes, "Oh, I hope so."
Yeah, well, anyway, I should go get a drink and get a lady or something.
Yes, let's head back, Hugo.
Indeed.
He kind of chuckles to himself at that name and then starts walking towards the tavern.
Okay.
Hugo will follow.
So let's go to Sawyer, who's heading into the woods right now.
Yeah, Sawyer he wants some time in an element that he knows best to kind of process everything and get away from everything. So he's just going to go into the Crimson Grove to a certain spot that not very many people know of.
Okay.
And he's going to sit there for he's going to sit there for a while with Daisy.
How long are you gonna hang out there?
probably a couple hours.
Okay.
If like depending on what all's there and what all happens.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
You kind of go by, and hour goes by, not really anything fantastic happening there. I mean, you see the occasional animal kind of walk by. You get like the small glimpse of kind of a group of fairies that flutter by, and you also, for probably the first time that you've ever seen, you see a couple of those like blink dogs. And for a moment, like you kind of like get real tense because you think like they're gonna jump or something, but they're being harmless. Like a dragonfly kind of lands on the nose of one and it sneezes and shakes its head, then kind of goes plays with the one that's right next to it. Eventually they kind of scamper off. And a little bit past the 1 hour mark, probably like an hour and a half, the grove, for a brief moment, instead of being like this kind of orangish inherent color, turns almost like a blood red. It's as if like blood just got in your eye and it just tinged the color of your entire sight. Then just as quickly as it was there, it kind of goes away, and right in front of you, kind of drawn in the dirt, it, kind of like if you took a stick and just drew it, it says coming in 3.
Coming in 3. Sawyer takes out his journal and he writes down real quick what everything he like, what the forest turning red, and the message. It was coming in 3. It doesn't say any no other specification, just coming in 3.
Yep, just coming in 3. Like the language, or I mean the like letters and everything aren't really proportional. It looked like almost like a child drew it with a stick.
Okay.
But that's what you make out from it.
Okay. What language is it in?
Just common.
Okay. Let me just actually write that down in my notes real quick.
Yeah. After that all happens, nothing really fantastic happens as you kind of approach your second hour there. Just the occasional kind of wild animal and such.
Gotcha.
So the first wave of people that are arriving at Jocelyn's carriage.
Yeah, Uricius is just gonna go through the door and kind of wave to Jocelyn and go, nothing for me tonight. Just going straight to my room. Anyone asks, don't answer.
As you kind of pass, there's this obvious face of kind of confusion, and just as you were about to go up the stairs, you just hear coming in 3.
Excuse me?
Oh, what? Is there something that I can get you?
Did you say something just there?
I just said alrighty when you walked in.
Sorry, I guess I'm just tired, and he'll go up into his room, but make a mental note of that.
Okay. And then I would say all the rest of you guys can kind of make your way down to the carriage by this point. Uricius was just a little bit ahead of you guys.
All right. Kitty's gonna start trying to chat up Gob and Draconic. Gob, I know we haven't really talked much, but do you mind if I ask you some questions?
No, honestly, we haven't talked at all.
Yeah. And it's a good time to ask questions then. Let's see, what's some good starter questions? Where are you from?
I don't know.
Are you from the Cloth Basin or somewhere around the Cloth Basin?
Where?
Let's see. Where did how long have you been with Hugo Humperdinck for?
I don't know.
Can I do an insight check on this?
Yeah, you can do that.
Can I see if you're lying? Telling lies.
I'm curious what Hugo Humperdinck sounds like in Draconic, the name.
That's not
Sounds like Hugo Humperdinck.
19. Can I see through your lies?
She's not lying.
Oh man. Kitty's gonna take a really deep sigh. Well, what do you know about who you are or where you came from? Anything that's not too prying.
She kind of shrugs her shoulders and like, I lived in a really bad place, and then I left the really bad place.
Okay.
Then I was running for a very long time.
It's a lot of running.
Steal from Hugo,
I can imagine that.
and now I am here.
Oh, well, it was very nice for Hugo to take you in.
He,
You were running from? Were you running from the bad? Why would he think that? You know Draconic. Draconic's an interesting language to know.
he thinks it's Goblin.
Kitty's gonna laugh. That sounds like something he'd believe. You want to get a drink? Are you allowed to drink?
I am allowed to drink.
Are you of the age to drink?
I am free, so I can drink.
Oh, okay. Cool. Why don't we have a drink? I could use a drink. Yes.
Water sounds very nice.
Yes, water does sound nice. Something a bit stronger for me, though. And
She looks very confused at the thought of something stronger than water.
This poor child. Yeah, we're probably near Jocelyn's carriage by now. If we're by there, I'm gonna hold open the door for Gob. Go in. Just kind of. You can go in. Go.
She walks in. She walks up to the bar, and she puts a button on the counter, and says in common, "Water."
Jocelyn kind of like takes the button and looks around at everybody else around. Hun, this isn't currency. As she kind of slides the button back to you.
On the counter.
I'll walk up beside her and I'll put down a silver.
Okay.
Is this good enough? Is it all right?
That more than enough. Can I get anything for you?
Oh, what do you have?
Sorry, can you repeat that, Kek?
What do you have?
Well, we've got someone actually wanted a drink that isn't the cheap stuff. Nearby, we've got Dragon Portsmouth. We have kind of Siren's Ravenge. We have a couple local things. We got Crimson's Beetroot. We got the Old Stone Bridge. We got Carson's Hard Liquor. Carson, like crazy guy in town. Everybody loves him though. Anything kind of pique your fancy?
She has never had alcohol before, but she wants to try because she's not feeling well.
Kitty just turns into an alcoholic through the course of the campaign.
Xulen walks up beside her, just says, "Give us two of your best tasting one, in your opinion."
Oh, because
I'll go ahead and give you Siren's Ravenge. You guys look like you had a rough day. As she just kind of pours, you kind of expect a mug. She puts out like a mug on the table, and you guys are like, "Oh, we're getting like a beer or something like that." Then she fills it up and slides it down to like another customer on the table. Then she takes out two, like when I say small shot glasses, I mean these are small. And then she kind of takes out this little bottle, almost kind of like a milky white color, and pours two of the little shot glasses and slides it over to you guys. Take it easy after that one.
Xulen just holds it up
you.
to Kitty and goes, "Cheers."
Cheers, I suppose. I've had a question. Do you actually drink this, or do you just pour it in? You taste it?
Xulen just takes like a shot right there.
I mean,
okay, and
this is hard stuff. Like immediately it just like hits you, and it's this wave of kind of happy fuzzy, but also it burns the living hell as it's going down.
Oh, this is the good stuff. Needed this after today. Well, go ahead.
He's gonna look a bit frightened, but then she's just gonna do it. She's just gonna pour it down.
Is there one for Gob?
No.
There are only two.
She looks at Xulen expectantly.
So this is Kitty's first time almost wanting she needs to do a constitution check.
So I have to do a constitution save.
Does she just down the whole thing?
She copies.
She's copying Xulen, which is not the best idea in this situation.
Yeah, this hits you like a truck. Like, you are immediately tipsy and everything. Like, yeah, just in the matter of seconds, the room is already kind of... Everything is a little bit brighter than you would initially want. Everybody kind of seems a little bit more, like, smiley and happy. You just get these random times where you just completely lose your balance. And you're just kind of, like, sliding all over the place.
Oh no, Kitty is going to use what reason she has left and sit down. Was she already sitting? I don't know, but she's gonna sit down anyway.
Okay. You guys sit down at a table or at the bar?
Probably at the bar.
Okay.
Xulen's going to pull up a seat and sit next to her.
Oh, Xulen, what is this? Why do you drink this?
Can't say if I've actually had this before. Good stuff, though. Can't say I appreciate too much burning, though. Oh well.
I mean, in general, why is this? Why is this a thing?
Because if you have enough days like this, you start craving it.
As you guys are kind of gathered around there, a kind of older gentleman just walks by you for a brief moment. Like, you can tell that he's just like walking on his way to the table. Gives you like a little head and a little nod on his head and gesture with his hat. And for a brief moment, both of you guys kind of, as you look up, like expectantly do a little bit of like a wave. Eyes glaze over, solid white, and you just see him say "coming in 3," and then eyes back, keeps walking, almost as if nothing happened.
Hey, did this look like the hag? Like anything like complexion? Anything like the hag?
Not at all.
Oh. Hey, Xulen, she's going to elbow him. Not so gracefully.
I saw her.
Oh.
Don't look.
Oh, look. Okay. I am going to turn away.
Is Hugo in the room at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah, has Hugo made it to the bar?
Yeah, you can make it there.
Yeah, I assume I didn't hear this, though. I'm probably chatting up with Living somewhere.
Yeah.
Xulen makes very careful to see that Hugo looks at him before just doing a slight finger gesture towards the individual we saw who had those effects happen around him.
Okay.
Hugo, make eye contact with Xulen. Look at the guy. Does he look strange at all?
No. It kind of looks like minor folk. You can still see like some black smudges on his face and everything from kind of working down in the mines, roughed up clothing, kind of like a pauper's hat, kind of high elf or something along those lines.
Hugo looks back at Xulen and kind of gives him like a little like shrug and kind of like a confused look.
Boy, that's not what Xulen wanted. You seem just kind of have a grimace all of a sudden whenever you don't have anything to report back like that was meaningful.
So, Kitty is now lying, elbows first down, head in her palms on the counter, and she turns to look at Gob. So what's with that collar? Where did you get that collar from? You know, not the ribbon, but underneath.
Is she saying this in common or draconic?
Slipping between both.
And Gob kind of tries to like. You can see she's trying.
Erin, like whenever Kitty kind of slips back and forth, like the common is almost unintelligible, but whenever she slips back into draconic, she's kind of talking how Gob would in common.
Gob is physically trying to look down at her collar. It is not successful, but like, did she understand the gist of like, where did you get the collar?
Some question about the collar.
She's like trying to look down at it, and she says in draconic, collar came from bad people.
Oh,
Always had it.
oh well. Well, that doesn't help much, but all right. I'll believe you. Just this once. And Kitty kind of tries to... Kitty's just tries to take a nap. She closes her eyes and tries to take a nap. She's trying to take this in, internalize this. Yeah.
Okay.
She's gone.
Yeah, you just pass out on the table real quick.
Yeah, it's always fun with your first time. She's gonna regret it in the morning.
That's what she said.
Wouldn't that
What
be
unexpected.
what he
Did
should?
you just have to do that to me?
Yes. I was legally obligated to do so. Evan, where's Hugo?
Kind of across over at the bar, chatting up a few of Jocelyn's girls.
Gob is gonna walk over to Hugo and in common say, "Bath, please."
As the girls kind of take their attention away from Hugo and look over at Goblin, discuss, oh, what is that? Looks like a green rat? Oh, honey, please tell me you have nothing to do with that scoundrel.
When the girl is looking at her, she smiles her biggest smile and curtsies like told.
This, ladies, is my goblin.
So that wasn't just a pickup line.
No, it wasn't. Although it was one of my better ones, wasn't it? I need to keep that in mind for later. Yes, well,
you know, it costs extra, if you want the goblin there as well, you know.
I've had this goblin with me since the beginning. Come on, ladies. I've had enough of you. You guys can go back to work. Insulting my goblin.
Fine, and like under their breath, they're like, "God damn, fucking pretty boy." And they just kind of go back to tending the rest of the bar.
All right, Gob. You want a bath?
She nods.
Is there like a bathhouse at all?
There's not really a bathhouse, but there is kind of like a set of showers, and you kind of like put down your name for 30 minutes at a time. There's also like a couple kind of big baths, particularly on kind of the women's side.
Well, I think what we should do is get Kitty, and then Hugo glances over the table and sees Kitty passed out. Get somebody that's not me to do that. Maybe Uricius will help. Oh, where is he? Jocelyn.
As you kind of look over the bar, same thing. Eyes kind of glaze over for a brief moment. She just stops, dead stare at you, coming in 3. Eyes go back to normal. Oh, what can I get you, hon?
That is a good point. I'll have 3 of your girls up with me tonight.
Okay. They complained about the last time. They, they really didn't like the various things that you brought.
Oh, I'll tone it down a little bit for them. It's been a rough day for me too, so
Okay.
I'll keep
just
that in mind.
make sure to take care of my girls. Otherwise,
Of course.
I'll be
of
coming.
course.
She kind of gives you like a big grimace.
I know. Yeah, and Hugo kind of like winces and like rubs the back of his head, remembering a previous occasion.
Okay.
Where's Uricius? Did he come in? Has he been here at all?
Upstairs.
Glowing man with a beard.
Said he didn't really want to. He said he was just tired and went up to his room.
Great. Well, could I have 2 meals? One for the goblin and one for Uricius.
Sure.
And I'll take them up myself.
Silver, and I'll call that even.
Oh yeah, no problem. I'll hand over the silver that Sawyer gave me.
Okay. We kind of goes back into the kitchen, and you could tell that she's basically just reheating some food. Just kind of putting it over the stovetop, obviously already made. So she just kind of comes out with some bread and let's call it mystery meat, and a little bit of kind of some kind of starchy mashed potato-y, but a little bit clumpy.
Hugo will give one of these bowls to Gob.
Okay.
Do you want to go see Uricius?
She nods.
All right, let's go. And Hugo will lead Gob upstairs.
So I'm making this very clear right now because Uricius knows Hugo and knows his antics. The desk is in front of the door connecting 2 rooms. and his door is locked.
Hugo's going to knock on like the door that's leading to the hall.
Okay.
What?
I have food.
Not hungry.
Yes, you are.
Actually, I'm not.
I also have a dirty goblin that needs a bath.
She can clean herself. She's a capable individual.
Gob slides a button under the door.
Kind of hearing the plastic on kind of wood tone as it's slowly kind of scraped across.
Uricius will pick up the button and in Draconic ask, "You know how to clean yourself, yeah?"
Bath, please.
Uricius will pocket the button, take off his chainmail, and unlock the door and go, "You're lucky. I care about you." And basically gesture for Gob to take his hand so they can go off together.
She does so.
Remember to use perfume. Use the perfumed soap. Goblins kind of have this like.
He's walking away as Hugo's saying this, ignoring him.
Fair enough.
Great. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Good job. I need to get a drink.
All right. Yeah, you guys kind of make your way off to the back end of the tavern itself. As you kind of get back there, a lot of the showers don't have any kind of appointments on them. You do see like one communal bath that you could probably use.
He'll definitely go for that one since there's no judging in a communal bath.
Okay. Just kind of there's like a almost like a chalkboard with like people's various names, and you see kind of an X on it once they've been used up.
Yeah, he'll write his name down and not put down Gob's, just because I'm assuming Hugo doesn't even have her name on anything.
Okay.
Gob is struggling to try to get her dress off.
No,
The
not yet.
tattered, ripped, messed up dress.
I'm assuming there's a corset to it, so...
Yeah.
Probably. So he's gonna shoo her into the bath and go, no, wait. And
Yeah.
get in and thing.
As you kind of, it's not really like a door or anything. It's like you turn a corner and then you're kind of hidden away from everybody else. As you kind of go into there, this is probably the like best looking room of kind of all of Jocelyn's carriage that you've seen so far. Very, very kind of well kept, clean tile room. The bathtub itself like has hot and cold water. You also see what you kind of assume to be kind of like a steamer or something like that. They have like a little rope that you can pull, and there's kind of like a plate that, or a little sign that has like a mist icon coming up. Various kind of 3 or so sinks, a couple overhead kind of shower heads that you can kind of take off and wash off yourself. All in all, super, super clean. No kind of sign of like mold or anything like that, even though it's kind of like a massive tile room.
Well, Uricius is gonna undress himself, help Gob get undressed, and shoo her to a shower and slowly start cleaning her off and ignore completely what Hugo said and just very simple soap, nothing, no perfume, none of that, because he doesn't know what kind of skin Gob has.
When Gob is undressed, if you're behind her, you see lots of black scales going down her back and a little bit down her tail.
Uricius isn't gonna bat an eye. He's just like, I'm tired. I'm not gonna ask about this. He's gonna kind of mention it. Scales, huh?
She looks very confused.
You've got black scales on you.
She still looks very confused.
Goblins don't typically have scales, and you use something that only a dragonborn could use, like their breath attack. Like, that's not normal for goblins, sweetheart.
She shrugs.
Do you know why you're like this? As he's cleaning her off.
She kind of just shakes her head and is like, I didn't even know I had them.
So I'm assuming if you don't know why you have them, you don't know that this isn't normal. Do you remember like being young?
I grew up with lots of other goblins and lots of very mean people.
Yeah, it's what
Put these collars on us.
slave trade makes sense. I'm sorry you went through that.
Doesn't everyone go through that?
He's gonna look almost more heartbroken than he did before and kind of hug her and go, no, but you're safe now. And if Hugo at any point decides to do anything to hurt you or is determined to do anything that might hurt you, I will make sure that doesn't happen.
I can just bite him.
He'll kind of give a small chuckle and go, you could just bite him. You've got a very good point. And he'll start drying her off.
She's just nodding, like, very confidently about the, like, fact that she can bite him. I used to bite others for food.
Well, it's good that you don't have to do that anymore. Gob, if you don't have anywhere you need to go, and if you don't feel like sticking with Hugo, let me know. My hometown could... I know some people who would be able to help you figure out why you have scales and at least how to manage some of these things.
Okay.
So he's going to, at that point, I'm assuming he washed the dress as well to kind of...
the destroyed dress?
Wash the dress itself and put the undergarments on you, because that thing, even though it's destroyed, it still needs to be washed. It's kind of smelly.
As soon as she was out of the water, she shook off like a dog.
So he'll help her get dressed and dress himself and just kind of go back upstairs with her.
Okay. As you kind of make your way back, I would say just as you're kind of passing through the main part of the bar again, that Sawyer kind of finds his way back to everything.
She immediately makes a beeline for Sawyer.
Sawyer's a little surprised by this partially still wet goblin that's running at him.
Her hair is very fluffy.
he kind of kneels down to her level to see what's up.
It is grabby hands time, and she says, "I'm coming. Food."
Did
Uricius will call out to Gob and go, "You were given food."
She like waves her hand like a shut up kind of motion. She's like, "Food."
Okay.
Sawyer just kind of chuckles to himself and says, all right. And he pulls some jerky out of his bag to hand to Gob.
She looks very disappointed.
Well, he's for now. For now. This is just for you to nibble on while you wait.
It is gone. Like as soon as it is handed to her, as soon as it like immediately goes in her mouth, and it is no more. It's gone.
You're kind of call over and go, "Don't get her dinner. She's already had some. Get her something sweet."
She looks at him very angrily.
Trust me, I like it. And he'll walk up to his room.
Immediately, like attention is directed at Sawyer's like food.
All right. And Sawyer looks grumpy, but he's too much of a softie to tell Gob no. So he's going to go to Jocelyn, put a couple silver down, and say, "Dinner for two, and I'll take a whiskey, please."
And have that right up for you. Any particular brand that you like?
Surprise me. You've got some. You always have the best stuff.
Alrighty. And she kind of goes back into the kitchen again. You can obviously just kind of peer through the doorway and tell that she's just reheating stuff. By no means is making anything at all fresh. Kind of brings you out 2 plates similar before: meat, kind of like a mystery meat, some bread, some kind of starchy glob akin to mashed potatoes of some sort. And then she kind of quickly brings out kind of a, like from the back, kind of like a nice bottle. Just pours you a little glass of it. Normally I charge a little bit more for that, but it's nice seeing you around here.
Thank you kindly. It's always nice to see your face around here too. Just out of curiosity, is there anything going on within the next couple days? I don't usually stay this long in town, but I'll be here a little longer.
Next few days, no, I mean, there's a church gathering tomorrow, but that's about it.
He just kind of nods. All right, thanks for the information, anyways. And he picks up the plates and the glass, and he sets them on a nearby table for him and Gob.
Okay. Yeah.
She's immediately scarfing it down.
Cool.
Slow down there, you might choke.
She ignores him and keeps eating at the same pace, if not faster.
He can't help but chuckle a little bit, and Sawyer gives the mystery meat to Daisy, as well as a little bit of the bread, and just kind
God
of
looks so mad at that. God looks so mad at that. She's like got a face just like, you could have given that to me, kind of a face going on.
No.
Just like the food still in the mouth agape.
Fluffy kind of goes up and like nuzzles up against Daisy.
Yeah,
She's looking at her cat in betrayal.
yeah, Daisy kind of moves her paws in the way of the food a little bit, so that Fluffy doesn't get the food, and eats relatively quietly. And Sawyer just kind of says, "Dog needs to eat too."
Fluffy is kind of like upset, just kind of looks up at Sawyer now. Kind of with those big eyes, like, now I want some.
Sawyer sighs a little bit. He's big softy, and gives her some of his some of the jerky that he has there, because he knows cats can't eat potatoes.
Kind of
They sure as hell can try.
takes the piece and like kind of meanders her way over to Gob, and almost like half-heartedly like offers Gob the jerky, but is also
Gob refuses it. Like is like being petty now, and is like.
Fluffy just goes to town eating a piece of jerky.
Chuckle a little bit at seeing this.
She's thinking at her cat. She's like, "How dare you? How dare you?"
Okay.
All right. So, is Xulen still down here hanging out?
Yeah, Xulen is currently at the bar looking lost in thought next to a unconscious kitty.
Oh no.
Hugo is also nearby, kind of like wondering if Kitty will get up and maybe that'll be his chance. She is pretty drunk.
Oh no. Sawyer kind of, as he finishes his meal, looks over at Kitty, like a little bit confused at Kitty being just passed the hell out, and looks at Xulen and says, "Not rough of a day for her, huh?"
Sure, let's go with that.
We should probably get her to bed. I need to talk to you anyways.
Okay. Xulen kind of gestures Sawyer to pick up one half, or he'll pick up the other half and just start heading towards her room.
Yeah, Sawyer picks her up, and I'm assuming Gob's already done with her meal.
Oh yeah, and she's walked away at this point.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, she and the cat has most likely followed her.
okay. Is Gob already headed back up to her room? To the
Gob
room?
left.
Oh.
Gob left Jocelyn's carriage. She's going to go look for buttons.
Okay. Let's get Kitty to her room first, and then we'll look for the little one. And so he just picks one half of Kitty, and starts heading up to the room with Xulen.
As you kind of pass by Jocelyn, she's just like, "You boys take care of her now."
We will.
Do.
We'll make sure nothing happens to her.
He gives a meaningful look at Humperdinck when he says that.
Humperdinck kind of shrugs and he'll look for a more awake target.
There are dozens of girls roaming the carriage currently.
But any that aren't like employees, you know? So that's a bit of a challenge.
There's a couple minor girls around. You still see that group of adventurers. There's kind of like a female tabaxi there. That's about it.
Minor as in the profession, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I
the
heard that. I was
profession.
like, that is not what Hugo is doing.
We are
Okay, I
not
just wanted
going
to make
down
sure
that
that our
road.
listeners
Please
knew
do not
that-
go down that road.
I just wanted to make sure that the listeners were aware that it's the minors as in the profession.
Yes, that.
Any particularly attractive, or are they all just kind of rough and tumble?
I mean, is Hugo into muscular girls? Because that's most the minors are. They're pretty ripped. The kind of
No. Yeah, he's more into somebody who will like boost up his masculinity, not take it down a peg.
the tabaxi is probably the only like really showing kind of feminine kind of traits.
Yeah, Hugo isn't a furry, so he's going to sigh in defeat and get a drink before probably going upstairs to where the three girls are waiting.
Okay, just kind of all waiting outside your door still.
Oh yeah, they can wait a little bit longer. That's fine.
Okay. All right. What are the rest of you guys up to?
I believe we're still carrying an unconscious Kitty to her room, praying that the door is unlocked, otherwise you have to try to find the key on her.
It is not unlocked.
He just kind of dropped his half of Kitty and just like, well, this is going to look awkward for anybody walking by.
I think at this point, Uricius will probably hear what they're doing in the hall. At least the thud of the drop of Kitty.
Oh yeah.
And come out and go, what? I'm
just-
not concerned about you, Sawyer. What are you doing?
Yeah, he comes in just time to see a pat down on Kitty there.
And three women standing outside of Hugo's door.
Oh, Uricius will kind of nod. Ladies, go hard on him.
Just trying to find a key so we can get her in her room.
If you're moving her sleeves, there might be something peculiar, but if you aren't, I don't know.
Uricius will just go, don't do a general pat down. Just look for obvious pockets. Obvious pockets are safe bet. Please, dear God, stop what you're doing.
There are like 5 robes. Actually, no, it's too hot here. There's only 2.
I'm actually...
You
if I was going to take Uricius' advice and just go for the pockets.
you will roll an investigation check as you try to kind of make your way through her various robes that are making this extraordinarily difficult to find any actual pockets.
Oh man, that's a 6. This is getting awkward.
You're
Okay.
kind of
Sawyer's going to help. Look.
you
No,
guys
no,
are-
no, 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 no. Okay, Evan, I have a question.
Mhm.
If I was to use a healing spell, would I theoretically be able to rouse her if she's on low HP or anything? If she has less HP?
No.
Didn't think so.
I would say this is almost as if she's under the sleep condition.
Well, I'm not seeing the obvious pockets. How about you, Sawyer? Anything on your end?
Sawyer is like being very careful to not touch anything that would he's like very gently moving moving some of her robes, checking for pockets.
Mhm.
I'm pulling up my character sheet again because I had to reload. Roll 20.
Evan, if
And-
I'm closer since I glow, can I give them advantage because they have more light?
I wouldn't say light is really an issue right now. It's really Kitty is just wearing too many clothes.
Too many pockets?
Like
If all else fails, I'll just put her in my room.
it's like one of those situations where like you're like wearing 2 pairs of pants or something like that, and you kind of feel your side, and you're like, I've got something in my pocket, and you go to reach into that pocket to realize it's on the inside.
I do believe Sawyer just got a critical roll there.
Yep, I got a nat 20.
Yeah, you don't. almost dumbfounded by how long it took Xulen to kind of shut this down, because it's like in the first pocket that you look in.
Sawyer just kind of eyes him suspiciously for a minute, but shakes his head. I'm not gonna.
Xulen just kind of lets out a sigh and just hangs his head, going, "Well, not used to this sort of thing, I guess. Let's
Uricius
just leave it at that."
Uricius will kind of pipe up and go, "Don't get used to it," and go back into his room and lock the door because he anticipates Gob or Hugo getting it.
All right, so Sawyer unlocks Kitty's door and props her up as best as picks her up again as best as he can, and very gently lays her on the bed and takes off. If she's wearing shoes, takes her shoes off so she doesn't get sores from sleeping with her shoes on, because that's happened to me. It sucks.
Thick boots.
Okay, yeah, so he takes her boots off and sets them by the bed.
Okay.
And then he motions for Xulen to fall and sets the key down on. I assume there's like a little end table or something.
Yeah.
And exits Kitty's room. Motions for Xulen to follow him as he closes and locks Kitty's door from the other side and unlocks his own door, his own room next door.
Xulen will follow.
Okay, so. He closes. So they get in the room. He closes and locks the door, and he asks, "Has anything strange happened since I was out?"
Xulen kind of gives him a side eye and goes, "Depends what you mean by that."
I'm trying to well, I believe while I was out on my walk, I had a vision.
A vision?
I was suddenly in the, I was in the Crimson Grove, and suddenly everything turned blood red for a moment, and then it looked like someone had scrawled, like a kid's handwriting, had scrawled out. Back up. Coming in 3. Everything seemed fine after that. There was no suspicious activity. There were some Fae in the area, but nothing out of the ordinary otherwise. Have you seen or felt anything?
Xulen is kind of look like he's pondering what you're saying, his hands up to his chin, and he goes, "Unfortunately, that's the exact same thing I just heard. One of the miners walking by me seemed to have a transformation-like effect and said the exact same thing. I was hoping that was just the alcohol."
Do you know if any of the others have heard it or seen it?
Well, Kitty did, but she's probably not the best person to ask about that right now.
Yeah, she needs her rest. Like he kind of like puts his, and he's just kind of like tugging on his beard a little bit and trying to think of how, like, whether he should try to go bother Uricius again. He doesn't want to, like, he doesn't want to be an imposition on him. He seems tired as hell already.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is too important. He's gonna, he's going to say, let's check and see. And so he's going to exit his room and softly knock on Uricius' door and say, "Are you still awake? I apologize."
He's in the middle of saying, "Hugo, he'll unlock the door. Yeah, what's up?"
So, while I was at, like, both Xulen and I have seen or heard some really strange things about, like, me while I was out in the Crimson Grove again tonight.
Xulen went with you to the Crimson Grove?
Oh no, Xulen didn't go with me. He's I apologize. Let me start over. I had a vision while I was in the Crimson Grove.
Oh.
There was, like, everything turned blood red, and the words "coming in 3" were written in the dirt. Xulen says that he saw somebody in the bar say the same thing. Have you seen anything similar?
As soon as I came and I was about to go up, I could have swore I heard Jocelyn say the same thing. I turned to ask her if she said anything, and she said she didn't. Aside from her saying "all right" and to let people know not to bug me. Like, I don't understand.
this is certainly concerning. And Miss Jocelyn doesn't know anything that's going on within the next 3 days. I already asked if there's some kind of event or anything aside from church tomorrow morning. Nothing.
Well, I should go get Gob then, because that's a bad sign.
Xulen is saying that, listening, all was going, unfortunately, I feel like we should all convene and see if all of us have heard this.
Well,
He kind of just sideways glances at Hugo's door and just kind of looks very unhappy at the thought.
no, we will leave him to literally last. I don't want to get anywhere near those girls while they're naked. No, thank you. And he'll just go downstairs.
Sawyer is also going to follow. He doesn't want to interrupt Jocelyn's girls while they're doing the work, just in case she goes to type test for a free fund for getting interrupted.
Xulen still looks like he's contemplating it.
As you guys kind of
Sawyer grabs Xulen.
as you kind of made your way to the hallway, you saw Jocelyn kind of walking up the stairs holding like this one's like a normal size shot glass, but the people that got Siren's Ravage, it looks exactly like that. And then she kind of knocks on Hugo's door. Hun, I've got your shot.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I will pay you to give that to someone else. Please don't give that to him tonight.
Hugo will crack the door open, still wearing his shirt. Yeah, oh, great. Thanks, babe. And he'll take the shot and down it.
Yeah.
Only his shirt.
Sawyer just kind of averts his eyes.
Uricius is gonna kind of glance at Sawyer and go, I don't think that's coincidence.
Xulen,
Just that idiot.
Zulen's kind of like a big sigh, goes, now you know we have to do it.
We're not asking him. We have our information. He heard it because he thought someone was enticing him to get 3 girls. That is what happened. And if that's not the case, I don't care. I want nothing to do with this. Nothing.
You know, you make a good case. Let's get the goblin.
And Uricius is just going to lead the charge and go looking for Gob.
Okay. What is Gob up to?
Should I roll like an investigation check to find buttons to steal?
Oh, you're stealing them? Yeah.
You're muted, Evan.
Thank you. I was asking what is Gob up to, and if
she's
Gob's
looking
gonna,
for buttons.
yeah, if Gob's going to steal buttons, then yeah, let's go ahead and yeah, we'll do investigation for that.
Ooh, I like this dice. This dice is very good. That is, that's a 17.
Since the carriage kind of opens up to the main kind of market area, you do see kind of the occasional person go by. The miners particularly have a lot of stuff that have buttons on them, but they're generally kind of worn down and nothing particularly shiny. You'll see the occasional kind of shopkeeper on the other side of a booth, like the alchemist, for example. He has like a really kind of shiny blue, almost like cyan color buttons on his main shirt. The armor as well has almost like these they look like hammered steel buttons on a lot of like his overalls and everything, and kind of the cuffs on his sleeves. And then just
do any of them look easy to get?
You could probably get some from the miners or just like the common folk walking by, but any of kind of the more special ones, like getting behind the storefront, would probably be your hardest thing.
She's gonna try to steal some buttons from the common folk walking around.
Okay. Yeah, do a sleight of hand check.
That's cocked. That's cocked. Why is my dice liking to hit my thing? Ah! Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna roll it on my phone because my dice are enjoying hitting the blanket because I think I have the book crooked. So give me a hot sec to... Oh shit, I just remembered I deleted my dice apps by accident. Let's roll it one more time. Okay. That is a 17.
Yeah, you could probably steal a couple of the buttons off, like the occasional miner that walks by, like the kind of loose overall button. You just kind of swipe it a little bit with your claws, just manage to like cut the thread at the last moment. And probably the occasional little or not really nobleman, no, the occasional kind of commoner folk that's just walking by that just has normal kind of boring brown buttons. But you probably get like 5 or 6 buttons to that whole process. Just kind of, you basically just like wait there, and then as someone walks by, you just like stick out your hand and you kind of like bump them a little bit, and they're confused by a goblin here, and you think that's probably a reason that you got away with a lot of stuff.
She will take that though. Those are good enough buttons, and now she's gonna head back to Jocelyn's carriage to go steal some buttons from Hugo.
Rest of the group kind of meets up as Gob is kind of making their way back to the carriage.
You're muted.
Alannah, you're muted.
Okay. But Uricius will kind of gesture to her and go, I'll translate everything for you so you understand, but we have a potential problem.
There's always a problem.
Potential big problem.
She's nodding like she understands that there's a potential big problem.
Cool. So he'll kind of lead everyone back to the tavern and offer to go to a room that is not next to Hugo's.
I think that puts it at mine or something as the farthest away one.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah, come on in then.
Perfect. Okay, so we need to keep track of when everyone heard what. So assuming Hugo heard it sometime when he came into the tavern, we'll just count that as when he considered to get the girls. Because knowing him, it would have been an impulse decision. So when did you and Kiddy see or hear it?
We heard it right when we sat down at the bar. One of the miners said it.
Okay. I heard it as soon as I came. It went to go upstairs, so that would have been before the two of you. And I think Sawyer said he heard it in the Crimson Grove, which means it would have been before any of us really got to the tavern, which means it's...
Zeus kind of raises his eyebrow, waiting for your response of what you think this means.
There's some inconsistencies, but the only thing that this really means is it's 100% directed at us.
Which begs the question, why? Is it a threat or a warning?
It doesn't matter if it's a threat or warning, either one is just as dangerous.
So that begs the next question, what now?
Now we prep, and there's nothing we can do to really prep the townsfolk, because no one heard anything, no one's gonna believe us. Even though we saved them, it's still gonna be a stretch.
Unfortunately, you're right. Which also begs the question, if this is directed at us, or directed at the town, would it be prudent for us to leave the town and hope it follows us? Or do you think it's going to target the town no matter what?
Considering the blink dogs and what we can only assume was a dryad did, it's better to stay in the town, close quarters, easier. We know the terrain roughly well enough by now. It would be easier for us to do things here than away if the town got attacked. It would be a lot safer for everyone in the process.
Xulen kind of nods at that.
Gob in Draconic says, I want to go see the dragon.
We don't know where the dragon went exactly.
As you guys are all kind of talking, you kind of hear the loud kind of slam as a bunch of kind of girls are walking out into the hallway. Fine, we didn't want to do anything with you anyway. And then just kind of walking downstairs.
Wait, he didn't? Well, that's a first.
Xulen kind of raises one eyebrow at this, more of looking towards you for what this means.
It means they didn't do anything, like no sex. That's the first for him.
Xulen is immediately walking towards that room.
Oh god, Uricius will follow quickly and kind of say in Draconic, try not to pester Hugo for a minute. We gotta ask him something. So Uricius is gonna try and get there to knock first.
Okay.
Hugo will answer the door. Girls, I told you I've got a headache. Oh, hi. What's up?
Please tell me he's clothed.
He's got a shirt and underwear on.
Good enough, thank God. So Uricius is gonna go, okay, I think I already know the answer to this, but did you hear someone say it comes in 3?
Yeah, I did, right before I had those girls over. Am I right, bro? And he's gonna give a high five to Uricius.
And Uricius isn't gonna do anything. He's gonna keep talking. Okay, do you know who said that?
I don't know. Jocelyn, I think.
Okay, so all of us, we're unfortunately excluding Gob here because we don't think she paid attention. All of us heard it from one person or another, and Sawyer saw it written in the dirt. It looked like it was scrawled by some child.
Evan, can I make a check to see how much I know about hags?
More specific.
Like, if I know anything about their social structure.
You would know about night hags, but the kind of greenish tone and everything is not really a lot known about it. Like, you've heard of obviously variations on the hag, the one that like the Kalamos has readily kind of detailed and noted and everything is the night hag and their kind of covens, but this variation on a hag, you've never heard of anything like it. If you like night hags, you would know kind of like they really enjoy covens. They're not typically kind of alone. Night hags would definitely be way more of a threat than this one kind of posed. They were known to kind of take down multiple members, like a single one of them. Them together could take down like a small army. Social structure, they known for kind of kidnapping and pillaging people. Do they do like illusionary magic?
Okay, but nothing about like if they work together at all.
They'll work together with who's in their coven, but like working with other creatures and working with like other races, like no, that would never be seen.
And could I make a check to see if I know how many are in a coven?
Yeah, you can check for that.
All right, would that be history?
Yeah, history check.
All right, and this with advantage? I forget.
I'd like to think disadvantage because you're drunk.
I'm not that drunk. I rolled pretty well in my constitution check there. I am just very, very tipsy. Okay. Hunter's Bane. Yeah, I would get advantage because I have stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff and things.
All right, so that's a total of history 20.
Okay. Generally, you're generally only gonna see them in kind of groups of like 2 to 3. The like bigger ones, like if it's been established there for a long time, might get up into like the 5 range. The largest one that you've ever personally kind of heard of was one from Hodolf, that is 13 in size, but that the coven is also said to be like basically ancient. But yeah,
Okay.
in general, like a normal one is going to be like 2 to 3.
Hugo will nod. Think about this. Look at his friends around him. Or acquaintances around him. I feel like I should have pants on for this.
Please do.
And Hugo will put on his pants.
Okay.
I love how we had to take a specific action for that.
Gob goes, while
I have
he's
to make sure it's known, you know?
While he's doing so, Gob goes in and starts rooting through Hugo's clothes to steal buttons.
Yeah, my pouch is on the ground. No! I need to grab that from Gob.
Yeah.
Did Gob spot the pouch before he realized it was on the ground?
Yeah.
She has already grabbed it.
Hugo's gonna try and grab it from her.
She's in the process of dumping the buttons into her own pouch.
You guys can do opposed sleight of hand checks. see who gets through with her action first.
Going to lose.
Possibly not, because I got an 8.
I got a 9 plus 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gob like manages to pour out a few buttons, but then like Hugo kind of snaps to his attention, kind of tipsily makes his way over, kind of stumbling and falling, and just as he falls, he like rips it out of Gob's hand while he's still just kind of laying on the ground right in front of Gob.
Gob's
Maybe we
gonna
can
go
look through it.
get the pouch back.
Gob, patience. Remember we talked about this.
She is ignoring you.
I'm just gonna hold the pouch above her head so she can't get
You
it.
are on the ground.
Well, you're pretty short.
I am 2'9". That is much longer than you.
Xulen is seeing all this nonsense, just clapping, is going, focus, everyone, focus.
Uricius will just kind of gesture to Gob and just kind of go, I'll help you get some more later.
No, I want these ones.
I will help you get those ones later. We have important things to talk about. And remember, I'm translating.
But I want them now.
I know you want them now, but this is a little bit more important.
You see Zulin's eyes start twitching, repeatedly seeing that nothing seems to be getting done about this.
Uricius will kind of walk up and just kind of hold Gob's shoulders and go, please.
Her ears kind of go down a little, and she's finally reluctantly nods.
Okay, if that's the case, Uricius will kind of sit down, cross his legs, and kind of keep Gob in his lap and go, now, I do promise I will try my best to help you get those buttons later, okay?
She's nodding.
And he'll kind of move his head at Xulen and go, okay, what's the plan?
I see, did Sawyer come with us, or?
I'm assuming he would have.
Yeah, he would have. Sorry, I just had to go help my neighbor real quick.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Sawyer, can you be a little more descriptive with the vision you saw? Maybe there's something in there that might give us a hint.
I was just sitting in my, I guess you would call it a sanctuary, and in the Crimson Grove. And remember how when we were going, when we were going up to where we fought the hag, how everything turned gray for a little bit?
Yes.
It was somewhat like that, but it was all of a sudden, and everything in the Crimson Grove turned blood red. And it's like I was seeing things through a red window. And immediately on the ground, it looked like someone took a stick, like a kid took a stick to the dirt, and wrote out "coming in 3."
And just as you say those words, all of you guys get a kind of red tint to your vision.
Oh, so this is what you were talking about. Well, this is really pleasant.
And you guys are in a fairly active kind of tavern and everything, and normally there's kind of like background ambiance, and like you can hear the chitter chatter of like people and glasses and plates kind of being moved all over the place. It goes silent, like scarily silent.
Zulin's hands already on his vape, just trying to peer and look around.
Kitty, where is she?
She's safe. She's safe in her room. It's locked. We can
We
keep
should
an eye.
make sure.
We can keep an eye on her in a second.
I agree that we should go check on Kitty.
Give me a minute, so help me. And Uricius is gonna kind of take out his amulet and hold on to it tight. And he is going to cast Bless on Gob, Hugo, and Xulen.
Gob already has her dagger out.
So that is first level Bless, so that is all he can do with that. But, ooh, okay. Now we're ready. Let's go check on Kitty.
Kitty, can you make me a wisdom save throw?
Oh, I sure can. Wait for the sheet to load. Haha. What's that? That's a 7.
Okay, that's good.
That's cool.
All right, so the rest of you kind of make your way over to Kitty's room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, as you kind of open up the door and everything, still kind of laying there on the bed as you left her before.
Okay, that's good. She's still here. Does she look like? Does anything change? Like, does she look like she's in pain or having a nightmare or anything like that?
She looks as if she stopped in the middle of taking a breath in. Kind of chest expanded and everything, kind of mouth open just a little bit. But it's as if she stopped in the process. Just completely frozen. No longer, no breathing, nothing like that. Motionless.
Is there a window?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Sawyer's gonna move to look out the window real quick.
No one's moving. Nothing's moving.
Everything's like frozen in time.
Townsfolk all kind of frozen in their various kind of activities. Boats are no longer kind of flowing off. The waves of the ocean have completely stand still.
Uricius is gonna look at Xulen and go, okay, so townsfolk are probably out safe. If any of this is an indication, hopefully, it'll just be us.
He is just looking at Kitty, just processing this.
Remind me, who has the lowest AC again?
I'm gonna say Sawyer, was it?
I think Sawyer has the lowest AC.
Okay. Exactly.
Sawyer, what do you have?
Sawyer's AC is 11.
Oh yeah, Sawyer is lower than me.
Okay, if that is the case, Uricius is going to cast Shield of Faith on Sawyer. So you get a +2 to your AC.
Okay.
Hey, now we match!
Okay.
Hugo is going to fall to his knees in front of Kitty and just go, no! And while I'm doing this,
Xulen
I
is
would
very
like
much
to
scooping Hugo up by like the collar and just saying, "Go guard the door right now."
don't tell me what to do. I outrank you.
Uricius is gonna kind of glare at him and go, I don't care what secrets you two have going on with that comment. You guard that door right now.
I'm a noble lord. I outrank all of you.
Ranks don't matter right now.
Can I make
Gob
like
is
a
gonna go
medicine check?
poke Kitty.
What exactly are you trying to do?
She's just trying to poke her.
Well, no, that was at Hugo.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good.
I am trying to determine if this is something that is affecting, if Kitty is like stuck in time, or if time is moving and they're all just like stationary or something like that, or if I've seen anything like this or heard anything about it.
If you don't have a proficient medicine, I think I'd be better off making that check.
Kitty is not breathing, not moving, not twitching. There is no pulse.
Dead.
So could I say that she's dead? Am I looking at a dead person right now?
Theoretically, however, normally the muscles would relax. She is actively in the state as if she was taking a breath. And
So it looks like she's in stasis then.
Yes.
Darn.
Yeah, nothing's moving outside either.
Let's go
Can I
ahead.
say it comes in 3? I'm gonna like whisper it comes in 3 in Kitty's ear.
Nothing. Kitty's there.
Darn.
All right.
As you guys are all kind of sitting there, especially Sawyer kind of looking out the window, you begin to kind of see various kind of houses and everything just completely vanish. The people that were almost in them in their various kind of states and everything are just kind of left floating there. As you kind of suddenly see the roof on top of the inn just completely disappear, then all the walls, and then the entire kind of tavern itself is just completely gone. all around you, you kind of see the very, like, you guys are literally just floating right now. The various people that are kind of in their stasis that were like on second floors and stuff, they're floating. Kiddy is just kind of floating in like a sleep position still, as if she was completely undeterred, but the objects around her just completely vanished. And far off into the ocean is this massive kind of cloaked figure, this entity in this kind of blood red kind of cloak that is slowly coming in from the harbor. Around kind of the edges of his cloak are kind of these whirling kind of tentacles that are writhing and shifting every which way. They kind of lose color, like the kind of shadowy image that you saw before. They kind of turn this kind of mossy kind of color, almost as if they've been like overgrown. Then they shift back to these kind of crimson tentacles as a figure just kind of sits there in a harbor for just a brief moment, and then he simply raises his hand. And I want to say this figure is from where you guys are, you could probably guess like a good 20-30 feet in height. Just raises a hand straight into the air, and then everything goes back to normal.
Everything's there. Kitty's breathing again. Everything's back.
Yep.
Okay, so Uricius is immediately going to say, I'm going to go to where that figure was. You guys can come with me if you want. And he'll say the same thing again in Draconic and immediately head out.
Would I even have a clue of what that was?
God, no.
That's even more terrifying.
Yeah,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
to say that was no Fae.
Not sure if that was a fiend either.
Well,
Gob says to Uricius in Draconic, I want to fight that.
Uricius will immediately go, we're going to try talking to it first, because I'm pretty sure it's intelligent.
But I
Hugo
want
would
to
like
fight
to.
If talking doesn't work, then you can bite it.
Okay.
Hugo would like to try and wake up Kitty now.
Yeah. Kitty has a massive freaking hangover and was woken up in the middle of her rest, so yeah, she's acting like a wreck right now.
Oh, you're all in my room. And
Kitty, I was so worried. Hugo's gonna hug Kitty.
No.
Xulen is
Kitty's
pulling
gonna
Hugo
start
off.
swearing in frickin' undercommon. No touching, please, no touching.
Yeah, as Xulen is dragging Hugo away, Sawyer's like, I'm so sorry. We can explain. We'll explain this later. We need to go. Like right now.
Uricius
Oh.
Uricius will look at Kitty and go, if he touches you again, and you definitely don't want him to, I will paralyze him.
No, it's fine. I'm sure he won't do it again. Kitty's gonna give him a glare.
I was so worried.
She's gonna sit up. She's gonna put on her thick boots.
Oh.
Wait, is her instrument here? She's gonna look around for her instrument.
No.
No, you.
It's at this moment that it kind of dawns on Xulen and Sawyer that there's just an instrument that was on the table.
Danny, if you see my instrument, I don't remember the past few hours.
Oh, Sawyer kind of raises his eyebrows in realization. It must have been where we found you. I trust Miss Jocelyn. I'll go down and see if it's still there or she has it.
I can come with you. It's fine. And Kitty's gonna try and stand up. She's probably very wobbly.
Take it easy.
Uricius will immediately offer to here, let me help, and just kind of take an arm if she'll let him.
She's gonna be very hesitant, but she'll give you her arm. Yeah.
So he'll sling her arm over his shoulders and kind of go, we need to go, and please don't fall.
If I fall, I will definitely catch myself. Hopefully.
I will do my best to catch you, and he will kind of
Thank you.
gesture to Gob and start heading down.
It's following.
Sawyer
Yeah.
is already headed downstairs, and he's going to go over to Jocelyn. And well, first of all, does he see the instrument anywhere? Where they had left it?
Yeah, it's on the table, no problem. You do see like a couple of guys have kind of taken over your table, but they just kind of pushed your like dishes and like the instrument itself just off to the side, not even really caring.
Gotcha.
Thank goodness. Kitty's gonna look really relieved, and she's going to let go of Uricius and try and get this instrument. Yes.
Sawyer is going to kind of lean over to the bar and kind of motion at Kitty and ask Jocelyn, do you have any good remedies for a hangover when you need to get over one quickly for the little lady?
Oh,
Thank you.
Sure, I can whip up something in just a few minutes. Grandma always told me it would work. I never really needed it myself, but I can get it together.
Thank you, Miss Jocelyn. You're a lifesaver.
Do we have a few minutes?
We can wait.
Do we have a few minutes?
I can catch up.
All right.
I'll bring it to you, Kitty.
Before we are going out and doing stuff, I'm going to call a break because I need to go to the restroom. So we will be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back from the break. We all left off as you guys were discussing what the fuck just happened. What are you doing?
Uricius had gotten Gob to agree to not bite the thing right away and only bite once talking fails, and has decided to head off. He basically helped Kitty down. She got her instrument, and he said he's already off, and hopefully Gob is following.
Okay.
Hugo is standing with the help of Xulen and will kind of lean and go, does that mean there's 3 of those things?
Oh, I hope not. Xulen's pretty much going to be picking up the pace, trying to catch up with Uricius.
Hugo will
Sawyer,
also. He's limping a little bit still.
Okay.
While they're all going, Kitty's gonna turn back to Sawyer. I'm assuming he's still waiting for that medicine. We can just go. I'm sure I'll be fine. It's not like I'm going down any
kind
stairs.
of like just pokes her head out of the kitchen. No, hun, you're gonna need this. And then she kind of goes back into the kitchen.
Yeah. I can catch up with you with y'all if you don't want to wait. I just don't want to risk you getting hurt if you're.
And then Jocelyn kind of like shimmies out real quick, just kind of holding this glass of what one would describe as green goop. Grandmother's cure. It always works. It burns a little bit going down, almost as bad as the stuff that caused it, but it's good for you.
It looks like she's telling the truth.
She like
This is actually
she
medicine?
actually looks very like concerned for you.
Okay, that's nice. Kitty's gonna give her a wary look and look down at the green drink. She's gonna take the bottle. Thank you. Should I sip this? Should I take this all down in one go?
I think if you sip it, you're not gonna want to drink any more of it. If you get my drift, I would just chug it.
Okay, chugging. Kitty's gonna chug.
Tastes like if you just took a handful of grass, mushed it up, and like put milk in it.
Ugh.
But like
Okay.
as you're kind of like retching as this is going down, like you do clear up a little bit. Not 100% sure if it's your body freaking the hell out or like if the medicine actually helped, but you're better, a little bit better.
Okay, Kitty's gonna put down the bottle and she's gonna pick up her instrument again.
Okay.
She's gonna turn to Sawyer. Okay, I I am semi-functional again. Haha. We should get going.
Yeah, let's get going. He gently clasps Jocelyn's shoulders. Says, "Thank you. I'll pay for that when we get back. We just have to." And he follows after Kitty, making sure to keep her in his line of sight just in case.
Okay.
Doom.
Okay, so with all of us heading towards this thing, how long does it take us to get there?
Less than a few minutes. You kind of make your way through the market. You'd find your way over to the main kind of Harvard area. It was kind of almost floating out in the middle of the ocean as you kind of make your way to like the longest dock off of the harbor. At the very edge, like you can basically see where it was, but the ocean looks normal. Nothing really out of place.
Uricius is gonna take a seat at the edge of the dock and just kind of wait.
Okay. You see various kind of boats pouring in and coming and going, unloading cargo, all that kind of stuff. Like it is, even if it is later in the day, the dock is still fairly bustly.
Yeah. On the way, Sawyer's going to basically give Kitty the Cliff Notes version of everything that happened while they're catching up.
Oh, Kitty's eyes are gonna widen with this description of Cthulhu man. She's gonna look down at her hand a bit, but she's going to turn her gaze back up to where they're going.
Okay. Yeah, all of you guys gonna make your way to the edge of the dock.
Yeah, Xulen's going to be walking up to Uricius. He just kind of stands beside and goes, "I assume you're going to talk to it?"
As soon as I know where it is, and he's going to use Detect Magic.
Nothing out in the ocean. As you kind of look around, there you see like some cargo on one of the nearby ships is kind of lighting up as evocation magic, but nothing out in the ocean. Yes.
Ooh, interesting. There's nothing magical here aside from some evocation magic energy from that one ship over there, and he'll point to the ship. And I'm assuming that's just cargo for the shops in town. So what now?
Xulen's just kind of standing above you, having like one eyebrow raised, looking at you. Just a bit curious what you intend to do in this situation.
I mean, my plan is to just wait, see what happens. If for a long enough period of time nothing does, I say we go back to the tavern and take a better plan there.
Hugo will walk up at this point. Say anything?
No.
Nothing too unusual.
Evan, I'm going to try something.
Yes.
I'm going to spend one of my hemocraft die, cut open my hand, and bleed into the water a little bit, and try to channel some of my blood magic to see if I can do something.
What is your elemental type?
I can do radiant or lightning.
Which one do you choose?
Radiant.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of kind of this almost holy glimmer that kind of courses throughout the blood as it kind of drops into the water. And you do see that despite the waves kind of coming towards you and kind of crashing up across the dock, the blood kind of leaves your hand and it flows against the waves, and it seems to do so without issue, and it just is going further and further into the ocean. So it's almost as if this like a little bolt of light is just kind of skimming along the ocean surface, and it's going against the waves.
Uricius is immediately going to look at Hugo and go, "You will explain a lot more to me later, but first of all, what does this mean?"
I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool.
As you look at Hugo's bleeding hand.
I, in this moment, have never been more annoyed with you.
God is gonna. Are
fair.
we at the water still?
At the dock.
Gob is gonna slingshot a button into the water.
Yeah, you slingshot a button into the water.
And she's now cursing it out in Draconic.
Uricius will kind of go, "Hey, watch your language, watch your language."
Did you assume that Sawyer and I got here?
She uses
No.
even more foul curses.
Uricius will kind of sigh and go, "To be expected."
And is the blood going like straight towards the location where we saw that Cthulhu monster?
Sort of. It seems like it's going in a straight trajectory, and it seems like it's going to skirt right along where you saw it. Yeah.
We could just follow the blood.
That means getting in a boat and
Or swimming.
And you really want to swim that far?
No. But you could.
Xulen just stares at the heavy armor you're wearing and just kind of chuckles at that thought.
Hey, Uricius has done it before. He'll do it again. He's just gonna kind of look at Hugo and go, "I am not going to swim in my chainmail right now. I am exhausted as it is. No, thank you."
Just as a side note, I can't transform into anything that has fly or swim speed, right? For wild shape.
No, not right now.
No. Okay, that's what I thought.
Uricius is gonna sigh and go, "Hey, Sawyer, you mind holding my chainmail?"
Are you sure you could swim out that far? It looks like it's going out pretty far.
If it gets to a point where I think it's too far, I'll start turning back.
Gob grabs onto Uricius's clothes.
And yes, you can come with me, Gob.
Did
So
I
Uricius will take
suggest
off.
that we say that command word again?
You know,
Kind
I
of
didn't even think about that.
Drowning?
Oh, I wouldn't drown. I'm strong enough.
She grips the clothes tighter and is looking at you just like as like a stay kind of face.
Oh. Uricius will kind of
None of you
look to the water and go, "They come in 3.
Nothing.
Didn't think so. Any better ideas? Boat? Yes? No? Because if not, I'm about to go dive."
But I say we at least try the
we
boat
could-
first.
We could rent a boat, yeah.
Well, it's gotta be quick, because that blood is only gonna keep going. Unless Humperdinck over here has something he's not telling us.
Not really.
Hugo, why is your hand bleeding?
Why is the blood going in a different direction? Why was that radiant magic? There's a lot of questions here that we don't have time to answer. Let's go rent a boat.
Gob
I'm gonna.
looks at all of you and says in Draconic, "I am tired."
I am too. But I'm gonna try something else. I'm going to whisper a couple words in Druidic and make a flower and put that where my blood is and see if the flower follows like the blood.
Yeah. I'll say that it kind of follows that trajectory, just kind of floating on top of the water.
Sawyer just looks at Hugo like he has 2 heads. Where the hell did you learn that?
don't ask, we don't have time, and he'll kind of just pick up Gob and kind of like you do with a toddler, like over the shoulder kind of thing, and just walk towards where he thinks someone might rent a boat. He has no idea. He's just hoping it works.
To answer your question, a family member taught me. And Evan.
Yes.
Oh, when the flower kind of hits the spot where the being was, does the flower do anything, or does it kind of keep going? Does it like disappear?
It just kind of keeps going with the blood.
All right,
Yes.
I guess we're getting a boat then.
Out to sea.
Do we have enough money to pay for a boat?
No.
I'm sure if we're nice to whoever is renting out boats, we can get a good deal.
I'm a humperdinck. I can commandeer a boat.
Oh, no, you don't.
I might be able to price negotiate.
The kind of general vibe of the town is also that they're kind of mellowing out for the evening, especially as the sun is about to go down here soon.
How much authorities do the humperdinks have in this town? Do I know?
People would
Can I make a
know.
check?
People would know your name and know that you're a noble family. Would they know specifically what your noble family is known for or anything like that? No, not at all. But they would definitely know you of note.
All right, cool.
Uricius will kind of look at Kiddy and go, so how did you get to town?
Well, I took a boat here, actually.
And do you know if they're still docked?
Oh, no. Are they still docked?
No, they're gone.
No, they had their own business to deal with.
Damn.
Does it look like there's anyone around who lets people rent boats? Any water buses around here?
Not really. There's not really like any sort of recreational or like commoner kind of boat. It's mostly like bigger cargo ships and stuff that are just kind of stopping in and kind of gathering supplies and such. I mean, you could like rip a dinghy off one of them, but like actually getting some sort of boat, it's not really easy to tell where you would find something like that.
Are there any like fishing boats?
Even like a rowboat?
There are a few fishing boats. They are kind of further up along the harbor. They're like on the other set of docks, so you guys would have to kind of walk through town again to get over to them.
This is
Could
taking
do
too
that.
long. I'm gonna jump in the water and start
Could do
swimming.
that.
No.
Oh,
Sawyer's going to grab Hugo and make sure he doesn't do that because Hugo's still drunk, isn't he?
Yes.
Sawyer's going to grab Hugo. Make sure he
Hugo's-
does.
Cursing and draconic ensues.
any sort of like opposing check, or
Yeah, I think that would be strength versus dexterity saving throw.
all right. Well, that fits. I got a 9 total.
Yeah. What did Sawyer get on that?
Sawyer got a 4.
Oh no!
Ow!
oh God!
The very, very, very clumsy Sawyer gets up and tries to stop Hugo as he jumps in, but Hugo almost drunkenly sways out of the way as Hugo kind of stumbles and kind of lands face first on the dock, and Hugo just goes in.
Nice.
All right.
Well, this is happening.
What exactly are you doing?
I am swimming, following my blood.
Not a sentence I thought I was going to hear today. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna get out of far away from the dock. Can you make me
Oh.
athletic? Can you make me an athletics check?
That I can. Will it end well? No. That's a 13 minus 1 is 12.
Okay. Yeah, you can keep swimming for a while. But at this point, you kind of get to the point where the figure was like a couple 100 feet out from the harbor. Nothing's really weird there.
If I go like underwater and try to look around, do I see anything?
You actually see some like they're like fainted colors, but you definitely see like small corals and stuff on the bottom of the kind of the ocean, but nothing really, like nothing in that spot in particular.
Darn. Well, guess I'm heading back. That was productive.
While this is happening, and if no one's paying attention, Kitty's gonna look at her ring. Is it doing anything funky?
No, nothing at all.
Wait. Uricius, not caring that Hugo's not back yet, is going to go, guys, remember that moment in the Crimson Grove where everything went gray?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a theory, and it's gonna sound crazy. When the hag said that the place was not the same as where we're from, I think we were in another plane, maybe, or something similar. And if that's the case, this could be the same situation here, where in our plane, there's nothing there. But there might be on another, and we were just forced into it when everything was frozen. I know this sounds crazy.
It's not as crazy as you'd think. I know there are some say that that Fae can't, kind of flip between planes, and that they have their own plane. You can get, if you're not careful, if you wander too far into the grove, you'll get lost in one of theirs. But I've never experienced anything like that for myself until now. And I don't think that though. He stops for a second and kind of scratches his beard. I wonder if that would have something to do with why he was hurt when I spoke at Sylvan.
Maybe.
Because I know some things could be hurt potentially when you speak in Celestial or Infernal, but I never heard of anything getting hurt through Sylvan.
Well, I'm out of ideas. Because unless we go to the Grove and try and find something there, like a pixie or something along the sorts that knows maybe some semblance of what's going on, I'm out of ideas.
There's even a chance it's completely unrelated.
Would Kitty know anything about plane shifting?
You would know about. You would have like a brief understanding of the Feywild, just from the Umber Forest that's nearby, but beyond that, not really.
Okay.
Like, you're not really from a big town where there would be higher up kind of creatures and beings and spellcasters that would be able to do it regularly.
Kitty would know nothing, no creature kind of described the way Sawyer described it?
No. Like this is the kind of stuff that you have in a nightmare.
Cool. I could try speaking to it in different languages. Maybe it's, I'm not sure.
That's a good idea. Okay.
I do want to proceed with caution. Is if Sylvan can hurt, a being from wherever. We don't know what other languages might be able to.
But where that was in possibly a different plane, it might be different here in our own plane.
I'm concerned that there may be some bleed over, though, if
I hope
things like this are happening.
I hope there isn't, but what other ideas do you have aside from chasing down a pixie?
No, not necessarily a pixie, but
You know what I mean.
okay.
You could always just try shouting at the sea in different languages, see what happens.
That's exactly.
Yes, that was a good idea. Yes.
So, what languages do we all know?
I know Celestial.
So do I.
I know Abyssal, Common, Conic, Dwarvish, and Kitty's using her fingers to count. Dwarvish, Elvish, Gnomish, and Undercommon. Do you think whores know anything in those languages?
I think our best bet would be Abyssal. So Uricius is going to kind of shout. Well, not shout, because he doesn't want to draw attention. But
As you guys are kind of all having this conversation, this kind of older gentleman kind of holding a small book and kind of a quill writing away kind of walks his way over to you. We're gonna ask that all common folk make their way indoors. It's been the town mandation for the past few days as a result of the attacks. I hope this isn't too inhibiting. I'm sorry, but I must take accordance to all the ships, and it would be a great appreciation if you could get along your ways now. Again, I'm sorry, as he just kind of goes back to kind of counting like the flags and everything on the ship and looking at the sails, and you see him like diligently kind of looking back and forth in between his book and the boat.
All right, Sawyer. Sawyer kind of motions for the others to follow him. He's going to start walking back towards the...
There's still the issue of the floating Humperdinck that has yet to make land again.
I thought Humperdinck already got back.
Did he?
Yeah, Humperdinck kind of gets back roughly around the same time. Like he swam out pretty far.
Kitty's casting prestidigitation on Humperdinck to like dry off his clothes.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
He's probably like wringing
don't
out his
mention
hair.
His hair.
Well, I found nothing interesting over there. So,
All right.
you guys, did you see anything cool over here?
Unfortunately, no.
So while the guy has walked off and Uricius is content with the fact that he's far enough away, him speaking Abyssal won't freak him out. He'll kind of look towards where the creature was, and in Abyssal say, it comes at 3.
Humperdinck jumps and put his hand on his rapier.
And nothing happens. And Uricius will kind of look at Humperdinck and go, "Oh, would you calm down? It's just a language."
What's that about?
With that, you know that Xulen's staring at you again.
Look, I don't have time to explain how I know Abyssal right now, okay? Let's just go back to the tavern and make a better plan.
Oh no, this is a pretty great plan. if
You
ask
know,
me.
I had a thought. For some reason, Kiddy was affected by the magic because she was asleep. Maybe something will happen to us when we sleep. Perhaps it influences people in dreams.
Maybe we should all sleep together then. Am I right? And you...
We should
Uricius,
sleep in the ship.
You're getting a backhand for that one.
Oh,
no, Uricius is gonna like immediately upside the head.
So like two
everybody at
slaps
once.
for Hugo.
2-slap
I think
combo.
Combo
I think that's
attack.
Poor
Okay.
Hugo.
Slap, slap, slap.
And Uricius, with Gob in arm, is going to go, "Well, I'm heading back to the tavern. Hope you will join me for making a new plan." And just head off.
Well, Hugo's gonna look over at Xulen. Do you want to try the blood thing? See if it works for you too.
Unfortunately, I don't think it'll yield much. The blood worked for you, but it didn't lead us anywhere.
but it did something. Wonder why.
Maybe you should say it again.
Hugo kind of looks at her, and in his drunken haze is like, "That's a good idea. I'm gonna do it again."
No. Sawyer just kind of.
Wait, no, I meant speak again. Say the words again.
It's too late. He's got the dagger in his hand again.
Oh, no.
Sawyer's going to try to take it out of his hand. Sawyer's going to try to take it out of his hand.
Yeah, you can do a
let's do it
sleight of hand check with advantage. Because still drunken and probably exhausted by this point.
It's a 6 either way.
You reach out, try to take it, and drunken Hugo just kind of whips the dagger around and almost just kind of like flails it up in the air, like, "Oh, you're trying to take this from me?"
Realize Hugo took points into Drunken Master.
Yeah, apparently. I didn't know it either, but with everything else he's got going on, might as well be a monk as well.
Yep. Nope. It's canon.
All right, yeah, I'm going to cut myself again with Radiant.
Okay.
All right, that's another damage.
It's the same thing as before. Lights up, and now that the sun is kind of like just on the horizon, it does kind of illuminate as it just goes into the ocean, and it is kind of cool to see as it kind of just glides along kind of the dark ocean.
Isn't that so romantic? You can glance over at Kiddy.
Sawyer kind of steps in front of Kiddy so that he's looking at Sawyer instead of Kiddy.
Hugo kind of like winces and looks back out over the ocean.
Alright, come on, you drunk. And Sawyer starts dragging Hugo.
Alright.
Gob has long since started heading back to the thing because she's tired.
Yeah, I was carrying you because you were tired.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Xulen's just gonna take one last look at watching the radiant blood just kind of glide across, but in the end, he's just gonna spin around and start heading back.
All right.
Yeah, Hugo will be trudging along behind, just kind of staring at the ground, looking pretty dejected. He thought he was being clever.
It was a good attempt. Sawyer says he just kind of awkwardly pats his shoulder.
Okay. Yeah, you guys all kind of meander your way over to the tavern. Jocelyn, you see her kind of look up and with her normal expression, almost as if she's looking for a new customer, and then she just sees you guys walk in again, and she's like, just goes back to doing her business. Face is no longer kind of lighting up whenever you walk in, just like, oh, it's them again.
As it should be. Uricius is gonna take Gob upstairs and hopefully before Hugo notices, gonna move her bed into his room.
Her very fancy 4-poster tiny bed.
Yes. It's tiny. He can move it as long as he temporarily puts you in his bed. It's fine.
She has long since fallen asleep.
Oh, I imagine.
Like a little
She's
kid.
curled up with her cat, like in a ball with her tail, like wrapped around her as well.
Precious.
No.
Alrighty. So yeah, you kind of move over to the bed without issues and all that kind of jazz. And are you guys just gonna go off for the night?
I think we should try to... I think we should all try to stay at least in twos.
Yeah, Uricius is basically tucking in Gob and waiting for everyone else to get upstairs.
Sorry, go ahead.
To kind of like develop a plan at least.
Okay.
Yeah. And if they sleep in twos, Sawyer's going opposite to keep an eye on Kiddy because he doesn't trust Humperdinck.
Okay.
Yeah, Xulen's grabbing Dinkin just like, come on, head to my room.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kitty's gonna go up to her room. She's not really gonna pay attention to anyone.
Cool story.
Cool story, bro.
Sorry.
Is anybody going to try to do anything in the night, or are you just going to all sleep?
Xulen is once again going to try to learn that blasted lute. As he does every night, whenever he muses and ponders things, he just starts strumming on it slightly.
Kitty, in particular, just knows how just wrong this is. To the rest of the people,
There's no sleeping.
To the rest of the people, it just sounds like someone is just bad at playing a lute. But to like Kitty, it's like, this is terrible. Please kill me.
Yeah, I rolled a 13 on that.
Okay. It's better than the last time that you guys heard it.
You really
He's
have
happy
not
you're improving,
improved.
but still hates you.
You have not gotten
Gotta have
any
some
better.
hobby.
Can't you just stick to killing things?
All right. Yeah, you guys can all benefit from a long rest. And I think I'm going to go ahead
Huzzah.
and call the session there, because I don't want to get too much deeper into other things that will draw out the time longer. Yeah. But yeah, so thank you for everybody that was kind of tuning in today, and I hope that we're entertaining enough for you to stick around. I mean, if you're watching this episode, you're probably entertained, or at least we hope so. And we want to thank you so much. Again, kind of reminder that the website exists. This weekend, I should be putting up a lot of resources now that I've gotten okays from players and stuff like that on a few things. Maps will also be going up there. We've got a Discord. Join the Discord, do that. People's social links are down below. We have a couple Twitch channels and all that kind of stuff of people that like to play games. They stream pretty regularly.
There's Twitter.
Yeah. So follow us on all those. Also the Twitter that they have spent a lot of time kind of working on. Yeah. Anyways, we will see you guys next episode in the Event Horizon podcast. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.